Julius Caesar. The name echoes through history, resonating with tales of valor, ambition, and unparalleled leadership. He was a Roman general, a powerful politician, a brilliant writer. He conquered vast lands, reformed Roman law, and became dictator for life. His influence extended beyond the battlefield and the Senate, touching every aspect of Roman life. But his story, a tale of ambition and betrayal, ended in blood. The Ides of March would forever mark the tragic end of a legend. Caesar was born into a turbulent time. Rome, a republic, was struggling to govern its growing empire. The city was a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and conflicts. Ambitious men vied for power, each seeking to carve out their own legacy in the annals of history, leading armies and making deals. Alliances were forged and broken in the blink of an eye. Caesar, with his sharp mind and charisma, quickly rose through the ranks. His ability to inspire and lead was unmatched. His military campaigns brought him fame and glory. He was not just a soldier but a master tactician. He conquered Gaul, modern-day France, adding vast territory to the Roman Republic. His victories expanded Rome's influence and wealth. He defeated his rivals, enhancing his reputation as a brilliant strategist. His name became synonymous with military genius. His victories made him popular with the people, who saw him as a hero and a savior of Rome. But they also made him enemies. The Senate, wary of his growing power, began to conspire against him. Some feared Caesar's growing power. They saw in him a potential tyrant who could overthrow the Republic. They saw him as a threat to the Republic, a man who desired to be king. The whispers of dissent grew louder, a man who desired to be king. The idea of monarchy was anathema to the Roman ideals of liberty and shared power. These fears, whispered in the halls of power, would ultimately lead to his downfall. The seeds of conspiracy were sown, and the fate of Caesar was sealed. Imagine a society built on the idea of shared power, where the balance of authority was meticulously maintained to prevent any single individual from becoming too powerful. This was the Roman Republic, a complex and innovative system of governance where no one person held absolute control. The Republic was founded on principles that sought to distribute power among various branches of government, ensuring a system of checks and balances. It was a complex system with elected officials, a senate, and laws designed to prevent tyranny. The elected officials, known as magistrates, were responsible for the administration of the Republic. The Senate, a body of lifelong members, was composed of Rome's most influential and experienced citizens. They advised the magistrates and debated laws, playing a crucial role in the governance of the Republic. At the top of the executive branch were the consuls, two officials elected annually who held the highest executive power. They commanded the army, presided over the Senate, and represented the Republic in foreign affairs. The Senate, composed of influential citizens, advised the consuls and debated laws. This advisory role was significant, as the Senate's decisions and recommendations often shaped the direction of Roman policy. The people, through various assemblies, had a voice in government. These assemblies elected magistrates, passed laws, and made decisions on war and peace, ensuring that the citizens of Rome had a direct impact on their governance. This system, however, was under strain. As Rome expanded its territories, the complexities of managing such a vast empire began to reveal the limitations of the Republic's structure. The Roman Republic was expanding rapidly, and the old ways struggled to cope with new challenges. Power struggles became commonplace, as ambitious individuals sought to exploit the system for personal gain. Generals commanding loyal legions posed a threat to the stability of the Republic. Their military successes and the loyalty of their troops gave them significant influence, often surpassing that of the elected officials. Into this volatile mix stepped Julius Caesar, a man of immense talent and ambition. He would come to embody both the promise and the peril of the late Republic. His military conquests and political maneuvers would challenge the very foundations of the Republic. A man of immense talent and ambition, he would come to embody both the promise and the peril of the late Republic. His rise to power was marked by a series of bold moves that exposed the cracks in the system. His rise to power would expose the cracks in the system, pushing it towards the brink of collapse. The Republic, once a beacon of shared governance, was now teetering on the edge, its future uncertain. Caesar's success on the battlefield brought him immense popularity and admiration. The common people adored him, seeing him as their hero. He was a charismatic leader, a man of the people who could inspire the masses. But his success also bred envy and fear among the Roman elite and nobility. Some saw him as a populist, a demagogue who manipulated the masses for his own gain. Others feared his unchecked ambition. They whispered that he desired to be king, to dismantle the Republic and crown himself emperor of Rome. Among these dissenters were men who had once been Caesar's friends, men like Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus. They believed that Caesar's ambition posed a fatal threat to the Republic, to the very ideals upon which Rome was founded. They began to conspire. In secret meetings they plotted to eliminate Caesar, to save the Republic from what they perceived as impending tyranny. Their decision, driven by a mix of fear, envy, and misguided patriotism, would have devastating consequences for Rome and its future. March 15, 44 BC, the Ides of March, a date forever etched in history as the day Julius Caesar was brutally murdered. This day, shrouded in treachery and bloodshed, marked a turning point in Roman history, a moment when the ambitions of men led to the fall of one of the greatest leaders Rome had ever known. The Senate was in session, and Caesar, ignoring the warnings of soothsayers and the pleas of his wife, entered the chamber. His wife, Calpurnia, had dreamt of his death and begged him to stay home. But Caesar, confident and dismissive of omens, chose to attend the Senate meeting, believing his presence was crucial for the stability of Rome. He was surrounded by senators, many of whom were part of the conspiracy. They approached him pretending to plead for favors. These men, who had once sworn loyalty to Caesar, now harbored a deadly secret. They had plotted his demise, driven by a mix of fear, envy, and the desire to restore the Republic. Then the attack began. Casca, a senator, struck the first blow, stabbing Caesar in the neck. The initial strike was a signal for the others to join in. Chaos erupted in the Senate chamber as the conspirators, emboldened by Casca's action, drew their daggers and lunged at Caesar. Caesar, shocked and wounded, fought back. But he was outnumbered, surrounded by enemies. His strength and valor, which had led him to countless victories on the battlefield, were of no use against the overwhelming number of attackers. The Senate, once a place of debate and governance, had turned into a battleground of betrayal. As he looked upon the faces of his attackers, he saw Brutus, his friend, his confidant. The sight of Brutus among the conspirators struck Caesar to his core. Brutus, whom he had trusted above all others, was now one of his assassins. The betrayal was not just political, it was deeply personal. "Et tu, Brute? You too, Brutus?" These words, filled with a mix of disbelief and sorrow, echoed through the chamber. They were not just a question but a lamentation of the ultimate betrayal by a trusted friend. Then, Brutus delivered the final blow, piercing Caesar's heart. This act, more than any other, symbolized the end of an era. The man who had been a father figure to Brutus, who had guided and protected him, was now struck down by his own hand. The dictator of Rome, the conqueror of Gaul, the man who had risen to the pinnacle of power, lay dead at the foot of Pompey's statue, stabbed 23 times by the men he had considered friends and allies. His death marked the beginning of the end for the Roman Republic, setting the stage for the rise of the Roman Empire. The echoes of that fateful day would resonate through history, a stark reminder of the fragility of power and the depths of human treachery.